So I'd like to invite Neve Deracourt, who is a Year 9, and she's speaking about fame comes at a price.
Excuse me, do you know who I am? Does fame come at a price? Before we can answer this question, we must know what being famous actually means. Good evening, judges, teachers, parents, and fellow students. In times gone by, being famous meant that you achieved something, you discovered something, you inherited wealth or property, or you were born into fame. But by today's popular culture, this is not the case. It is all too often associated from being infamous. Although being famous can be a good way to raise money for charity, wood poverty and conservation, it is more renowned today for its negative aspects, such as becoming self-centered, constantly being reminded of what you have and have not done, and with this, there is no privacy. Imagine this. It's a nice, fine, sunny day and you get up ready to go out. The minute you step out your front door, there are cameras being flashed in your face, people yelling at you, and you feel as if you're being smothered by bugs, paparazzi bugs. Photos of you are everywhere, in magazines, newspapers, even on the internet, and you didn't even know they were being taken. Your secrets are sold to people's magazines, and before you know it, people know everything about you, and you don't even know who they are. Your family isn't safe either. They are constantly being asked about you. The lack of privacy is awful. You can't have a coffee with a friend, go to the gym, or do the grocery shopping without someone interfering with your time and actions. The media often exaggerates what may be the truth, putting tremendous strain on friends and family. Nowadays, people are able to find out a lot about you, so they know what you've done, whether it be good or bad, right or wrong. And it's not likely to be forgotten, because it is the written word. You are always being reminded of the past. The past is the past, but it can be difficult to deal with, your decision being a wrong one, to keep your head held high and keep moving forward. People may be informed of bad things about you, so there is an overwhelming sense of loneliness, even though you're surrounded by people. Often relationships are strained and communications are poor. Winning awards, people's praise and flattery is soon going to get to a few people's heads. It's easy to forget how arrogant some celebrities are. Simply take Reese Witherspoon. In anger, she bursts with the "Do you know my name?" or Aaron Gilmore's restaurant debacle. I guess you would get used to people bending over backwards for you and doing anything to please you. You're moulded into a person you never were or you never wanted to be. People can be nice, kind and humble, become famous, and then become rude, arrogant and unkind. It's one of the biggest downfalls of being famous. I'm not saying all celebrities are bad. Some can be quite nice, but there are some who think they're better than everyone else. So, in conclusion, the price of fame is that you lose your privacy, you are constantly being reminded of what you have and have not done, and with this, there is no privacy. But it doesn't have to be all bad. You can use your fame for good causes as well. So, fame comes at a price, whether it be a high price or a low price. It's how you use your fame that determines what contributions you make. Thank you.
Thank you, Neve. Next up we have Amy Cox. Amy Cox is a Year 10 student and she'll be talking about God helps those who help themselves.
Potential. Have you ever heard parents or teachers reciting this word? But you have so much potential. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. But do about themselves, and in this case, developing your potential is key. Some people have a very unrealistic view about God. They think that because they believe in Him, that He will provide for them and give them everything. God gives us talents for a reason. Everyone has different levels of talent, but no matter how much you had, God expects us to use these gifts. We are not born knowing, but must be open to new experiences and knowledge in order to improve and learn. As it says in the Bible, each one should use the gift he has received to serve others, faithfully administering God's grace in its various forms. 1 Peter 4 verse 10. Unfortunately, some people just don't get this concept. They treat education as optional. They worship status, popularity, and other people. 20% of students in New Zealand are failing in a subject every year. This is disturbing. And not only are students failing, they are also dropping out of school. According to the Youth Court, the number of unenrolled is up to 3,000, and students are dropping out of school earlier than in the past. Why are so many people giving up? My gut feeling is that the majority don't accept that life is tough. Anything worth having does not come easy, and the most essential ingredient in success is effort. No one can do the hard yards for you. Our best option in life is to work hard and hope for the results, knowing that you did your best. All life demands struggle. Those who have everything given to them become lazy, selfish, and insensitive to the real values in life. The very striving and hard work that we so constantly try to avoid is the major building block in the people we are today. Pope Paul VI. If we don't do things for ourselves, we will never advance. As Thomas Edison said, if we did all the things we were capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. Just think of all the doctors, scientists, teachers who have advanced mankind in some way. And look at the world all around you. Really observe. Some of the simplest things in life were created by someone through hard work and trial and error. I never did anything by accident, nor did any of my inventions come by accident. They came through hard work. Thomas Edison. Imagine a dark forest. You have no lamp, no torch, no light. Only the darkness and the constant struggling around the trees that obstruct your path. Life is this forest. Without knowledge, we are ill prepared. Without knowledge, we have no way to get around these tasks that life has to throw at us. If we do nothing for ourselves, we will not gain wisdom. If we do nothing for ourselves, we may find ourselves in this dark forest. Education is light. If you find yourself in class not understanding a single thing the teacher is telling you, think, am I really concentrating, or am I just talking to my friends? If you find yourself with a not achieved on your assessment, don't blame the teacher for failing, because the teacher can only teach, and it is your job to do the learning and take responsibility to do things for yourself. You may be thinking, why should I do things for myself if my parents are willing to do it for me? Well, have I got news for you? By the time you are 40 years young and still have not left home, I warn you, your parents will be tired, very tired of their little angel. The signs will start to show. You may notice one day, dare I say it, that your underpants are unironed and not folded. Your mother no longer cuts your meat or pats your back when you have indigestion. And don't be surprised if your possessions are packed in the Transformer suitcase she bought you for Christmas and are lovingly shown the front door. Without an education, a will to work, and desire to develop your potential? Will you blame others for your misfortune? Or will you blame God? And yet God is always there for us. He gave us talents, parents, school, life. What more do we need? Have you ever heard the story of the man whose house was flooding? As the water level rose, many people came to help him, but every time he answered, "God will save me." Soon the man woke up in heaven and asked God, "Why didn't you save me?" God replied, "I sent the police, 2 boats and a helicopter. What more did you want?" God helps those who help themselves. Thank you.
That was a very thought-provoking speech, Amy. Thank you very much. I'd now like to invite Lawrence Scherer, who's a Year 9 student, and he will be speaking on the topic of pets. Is that cool? What you got there?
Good evening. I'm Lauren Scherer and I need your help. Can you put up your hand if you have a pet? Well, that's heaps of you. But the rest of you should all have pets. Doctors and people have known for a long time that pets are good for your health. They make you feel happy and they make you feel happy about yourself. Just having a cat sit on you while you're watching your favourite TV programme, you'll naturally start patting the cat and the cat will start purring and you'll get a nice warm feeling inside. There are medical studies that show petting an animal will lower your blood pressure. The petting will help you relax and forget all the bad things which happened that day at work or at school. Animals can also help with depression. Some people find they can talk to animals better than they can talk to you and me. Dogs visit old people's homes so that all old people feel all loved and protected by these loyal companions. Also, pets can also help with allergies. Your body will get used to the pet or the cat or the dog, and then your allergy will soon get better after that. Pets can also help us keep fit. Dogs need to be taken for walks, but don't forget to pick up the doggy doos. Some people like to go riding on horses, and other people like to go hunting with dogs. And we all know a fit person is healthy. Pets can also provide protection. Some people have pets to protect their homes and themselves. We also hear stories of people being saved by their pets in house fires or even drownings. St. Bernard dogs help look for people buried beneath the snow and avalanches. Pets can also help us. Guide dogs help blind people so the blind people can live an independent life. Also, Wilson the lotto ticket dog tried to help his master by leaping into a stormy ocean after this winning lotto ticket. As we all know, he trekked across sunburnt deserts. He wandered through strange streets. He braved the horrors of the night, all to bring back this one winning lotto ticket to his master. This shows us that pets are loyal and they want to do things just to please us. And there are many stories of pets travelling long distances to get back home to their masters. Pets want to make us happy. They will help us herd sheep and they'll help us look for missing people. Pets can also help us teach responsibility to little children. A pet is not just a gift for Christmas, it's a gift for life. They rely on you for food and shelter, and in return, they'll give their endless love and loyalty. The best of all is the fun. A dog can become your bestest mate, and they'll allow you to do things you can normally not do by yourself. Pets are great, they seem to know what to do at the right time. They will hop on your bed when you're feeling sick. Even Boris the turtle will help you surf the internet while you're sitting in bed. They will play with you when no one's around. They're always happy to see you, especially around tea time. Pets all make us better people. That's why we all need pets. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Lawrence. That was very enjoyable. Next up, we have Lucas Paul. Lucas Paul is a Year 10 student, and he will be speaking on honesty is the best policy.
You, I say you, are you guilty of covering the truth with your despicable lies? Are you guilty of stealing cookies from the cookie jar and then lying to get away with it? Are you, in life, do you tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Well, do I have a speech for you? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and of course you amazing panel of judges. Today I will be talking to you about whether honesty is the best policy, and if it is okay to lie to other people. Lying is something so commonly done, we may not even notice when we're doing it. It was once said that 90% of the world has lied before in their life, and the remaining percent are lying. But the question is, why do we lie to each other, and what does it achieve? One common reason is we don't want to face the consequences. Quite recently, there was an afternoon when I arrived back from rugby practice, and I found myself quite famished. So I went to the best room in the house, the pantry, grabbed my mother's favourites box she received for her birthday, pulled out a few chocolates, and then ate them. My mother then walked into the room and asked me if I was eating her chocolates. I lied, yeah. The next day, my mother accused me of stealing her chocolates again. I replied, "No, Mum, I object." But she said to me, "Well, explain to me how your mouth guard got in the favourites box." I learned many things from this incident, like mothers know everything, and eating heaps of chocolates has a very painful outcome. But one lesson I really learned from is that lies can't hide the truth forever. We can always lie to our friends, our family, or even the world, but eventually someone will notice a flaw in our fictitious lies. And when it comes to honesty, the truth will always present itself. Another reason why we may lie to people is because lying can give us attention. I believe many of you will be familiar of the fable of the boy who cried wolf. The story is about a young shepherd boy who thought he was hilarious and repeatedly tricks nearby villagers into thinking a wolf is attacking his flock. However, when a wolf actually does appear though, the villagers do not trust the boy's cry for help, and the flock is destroyed. In the end, the moral of the story is that if we keep on lying, no one will believe us. I mean, why should they? Oh, don't believe a word this person speaks, guys. They're full of it. No one wants to hear that attitude towards them, right? That's why we should be consistently honest with other people, because that creates a good reputation, and a good reputation makes us trustworthy. A final reason why we lie to each other is because the truth simply hurts. Ever had that really awkward moment when someone thinks they're the man at singing, or someone eats like a pig in front of the dinner table? I mean, I come to school smelling like someone who never showers every day, and in the end, when I realize I sit next to someone and I ask them if I smell, and they apparently have a blocked nose. I mean, I understand their kindness and all, but the friendly lie achieves nothing. We should learn to be honest with other people, even though the words may be hurtful. But if it's either really not necessary or it's really offensive, either say it in a nice way or don't say it at all. When it comes to honesty, we can aim to be that person or friend or stranger that doesn't seem to let anyone down. A great example of this is old, honest Abraham Lincoln. The 16th president of the United States of America was truthful so consistently that he was given the nickname Honest Abe, and is still known by this to this very day. However, the roots of his nickname started out in his early life, when he was little older than me, working as a general store clerk. On one occasion, Lincoln discovered that he had given a woman too little food for her money. So he puts what he owed her in a package and personally delivered it to the woman, who never even realized that she was being ripped off until Lincoln showed up at her doorstep. Surely any other clerk would have just went, oh well, life goes on. But Lincoln was an honest person, which later earned him a presidency, and later on a bullet in the head. But what I'm trying to say is that honesty is the best policy. Yeah, sure, sometimes it might hurt people to be honest, but that creates trust, and that is a necessity between friendships. It was once said, to cherish a friend who tells you a harsh truth, wanting 10 times more to tell you a loving lie. And there always is that temptation to lie and get away with something. However, remember, your sins will find you out in the end, and guilt will always be a burden. So I encourage you to own up and face the consequences you deserve. I encourage you to say what is on your heart, not your mind. I encourage you to be open, honest, and fair in all your dealings. I encourage you to develop Lincoln's honesty. I encourage you to tell the truth. Because honesty doesn't always pay, but dishonesty always costs. Thank you.
Thank you. Luke, I think I'll say no to the microphone because I don't have enough hands. So, what a great evening. Thank you very much, your speech finalists. You all did so well. Can I start first with Neve? Neve, you spoke on fame, that it comes at a price, and I could tell that you put a lot of thought into, where are you? Oh, there you are. Put a lot of thought into the good and the bad and the ugly about being famous, and thank you very much. I think you spoke well, you looked relaxed when you were up here, you used a bit of the stage, and you were able to make eye contact all around, so well done. Okay, Amy, we had the challenge of knowing that God helps those who help themselves. Where are you in there? And that was good. You used some good quotes, good use of the Bible, and again, you worked the stage well, and you connected with your audience. Thank you. And then Lawrence, I think the first thing I want to say to you is, after listening to you tonight, I need to get a pet. I so need to get a pet. And that's how engaging you were from the very first that you started speaking. Everyone could just connect with your face. And even though you didn't move around much, it didn't matter because you held us with your face. It's so expressive and you use your voice so well. And I just learned so many things about pets. That's why I think I need to go out and get one. And look, and Vinny's even nodding. Well done. Okay, and then Lucas, there you are in the back. Lucas, those of you who know me in the school will know that this is one of my favorite topics about being honest. It is so important, isn't it? So important. Thank you for that reminder. And Lucas, can I say that you moved exceptionally well at using the full stage, used your body, used humor. A number of you used humor. It's always great when you can work humor into something, even a very serious topic like yours was. It was very difficult, but I think that by joint decision, a unanimous decision, the winner this evening